So we are going to make 2 sourdough loaves right now. I have all of my materials already laid out here. Typically I just kind of add them as I go, but this way I'm not having to step away and grab everything I need. I have my container here. I've already got my scale zeroed out. Let me grab a utensil. But this is Jane, and she has been working hard all morning. And we're going to do 250 grams. And that's if I have that much in here. I'm thinking I don't. So what I may do, which I've done a couple times before, is grab a little bit out of my discard and add to this. Because looks like I'm only at about 211 grams out of 250. So let's grab that, because this is what we look like now. So let's grab this one. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of people would say, no, don't do that. But like I've said before, sourdough should not be as difficult as people make it out to be. And it's really not. So, 250 grams of starter. And we're going to do 725 grams of warm water. This is about 85, 90 degrees. I just heated up in the microwave for a moment. And of course, our handy dandy whisk. Absolutely love this thing, but I think I want to do a different whisk. They have some longer ones that are shaped more like this one. And that can actually get down in my starter jar. These cannot. I'm gonna go ahead and move my scale away since I already know my measurements are good, because I've already measured it all out. So this here, we're just gonna mix it up until it's really milky. And just, I wanna mention before I forget, I believe this is actually the real sourdough mom's recipe. Hers is my favorite that I have tried since I've been doing sourdough. I've yet to try to make any sort of recipe on my own because I'm pretty happy with this one. But we will just mix everything up and it should kind of look like milk. And then this here is 1,000 grams of bread flour. So we'll dump all of that in. And then we will whisk this together a little bit. And it's going to turn into like a shaggy dough, is the way it is commonly referred to. And you can kind of see what it's looking like there. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my salt. This is 25 grams of salt. So we'll add that in. And I'm actually going to grab a pair of gloves, and because it gets stuck underneath my nails. And I'm going to take my jewelry off. I've not had the experience of having to get sourdough out of my jewelry, and I do not want to start now. So this here, I'm just going to wipe everything off of this the best I can. And then, as I've stated before, do not wash sourdough down your kitchen sink. That is not good for your drains. So what I do is I always have a bowl of hot water with some dish soap in it, kind of waiting in my sink. And then I kind of drop everything in there as I need to, so that I'm not risking getting that down into my drain. So at this point, I'm just kind of kneading everything together just a little bit. You can kind of see what it's looking like now. But this here, the reason I used warm water instead of room temperature water is I plan on baking this tonight. It is now 2:45. I do have a bread proofing mat that I will place this on to kind of speed up the fermentation process. But I'm just taking my little scraper and I'm just trying to get as much off the sides as I can. Helps for easy cleanup later. But this here, there's people, I see people that will kind of knead this for like 5-10 minutes. And then there's other people that once everything's kind of incorporated, you just kind of leave it be. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just gonna make sure there's no dry flour throughout. And then I'm gonna leave this for an hour. And let's see if we can get a majority of this off. And almost all of mine, you will see that I've got like a pack of gloves that I use. And you can buy them online, buy them on Amazon. They even have like a Harbor Freight here in town you can buy gloves at. But this here is going to rest for an hour. Look, I've got some on the sides there. And then after an hour, we will start our stretch and folds, and I'll show you kind of what that means. I feel like most people that are interested in sourdough already kind of know a lot of the terminology. It's just kind of putting them all together and making it work. But we will be back in an hour.